Morning! Buddy! Hi! Buddy! While Lance is at the gym, let's make lumpia. Lumpia is a Filipino egg roll. We have different kinds of lumpia, but we will be making lumpiang Shanghai. First, we'll start with ground pork, and then we'll add garlic and ginger and onions and carrots, as well as green onions, and we're adding 2 eggs as binders. Of course, salt and pepper to taste. Mix well, making sure everything is well incorporated. Let's get our lumpia wrapping station ready. Now everybody has their own specific way of rolling, and this is just mine, and it's my own preferred way. I'm sure there are other better ways, and also there are different kinds of fillings you can do as well. I'm trying to do as much Filipino recipes as I can while we are still here, because pretty soon we'll be visiting the States. I would love to be able to share some of the Filipino food that I grew up with our family in the States. So that's something that I'm preparing for. I used about 500 grams of ground pork in this recipe, and I was able to make around 30 to 40 lumpia rolls. Lance and I don't have a lot of pork in the house, so this is a rare occasion where we get to eat a pork dish. Ayaw din ni Lance kumain ng masyadong greasy na food, so we don't really do a lot of deep frying in the house. Yay, I spoke Tagalog!
Pahibalo! That's what it is, it's pahibalo.
Lance likes to hijack my voiceover session, so why don't we speed up this wrapping, this lumpia wrapping clip.
Lumpia.
I think this has cassava and maybe sweet potato, and these are the glutinous rice balls. And the sauce is actually a sweet coconut sauce, coconut milk sauce. I think Thank you, Mama, for the ginataang bilo-bilo.
Eliza, what are we eating here today?
It's called ginataang bilo-bilo, or glutinous rice balls in sweet coconut milk.
Ooh, it's sweet coconut milk for sure. I like it. Thank you, Mama.
So as promised, we're gonna start making our own cold brew. And we got ourselves a coffee grinder.
So we have, it's a one piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a blade?
I sure hope so. Yeah.
There's supposed to, I think it says it has 2 blades.
Maybe the other one's hiding.
Oh, like maybe it does have 1 blade.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. SONIFER will let you know how this goes. I'm excited to grind, what is it called? Milk River?
Milk glider.
Milk glider. I'm excited to grind it.
It's actually the same brand as our immersion blenders that we use for soap making.
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
And that's the unboxing of the coffee grinder.
Welcome to the family. That's cool.
Yeah, here's a warranty card. Here's the coffee grinder.
I'm gonna put these in the fridge. Is that
Manual.
okay?
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I figured I'd share a cold brew recipe of how we actually make it since we drink enough of it. So very basic, what you need. We're using a coffee grinder, SONIFER. We're using Purge milk glider coffee beans. I like these because of the Robusta Arabica mixture that they use. And then we're using a basic French press and a simple, 2-cup glass thing to measure. So the first thing I do, I make about 500 milliliters of concentrate. So with the coffee beans, I normally fill it up to about 100 here. So I've stuck with that measurement. It seems to net a very good concentrate, step by step. So first we'll do about 100, meaning filling this up to about 100 with the beans. Very basic recipe. Now when you're doing this, after I go through this step, it's not my original recipe design. I learned this, so I like using it.
It smells so good.
It does smell great. Thank you. So that's about the amount of beans that I want. And I'm going to put this right into the grinder. Okay. Now the amount of water that I'm going to do is to actually fill up the French press. So that's how I've measured the water and the beans. So the first thing I'll do is actually grind the beans, and it takes literally a few seconds. I don't want them too fine. You also don't want them extremely coarse. So it's somewhere in between. Should be good, and it is. So you kind of have a blend of both, fine and kind of coarse together. With this, I'll then put this directly into the French press. You see this is empty. This will go right in here. There'll be sometimes some remnants left in the grinder, and I'll show you how the best to get that out. Next, since I'm right here, I'm just going to get some trusty water. I don't have to go far. This well's not dry yet. Perfect. So it's about 400 milliliters I'll use for here. And I'll pour some actually into the grinder just to kind of get the loose things that were left behind. I will pour this in and then fill up the rest with the water that I have. And this should come very close, not directly to the top, but we're getting close. Okay, I am going to put a little more water in there. Now, before you cap this off, stir it. Just get a spoon and kind of stir it. You'll put your top on. Don't press it. Leave it on for about 20 hours. It can be left out in the room temp or in the Philippines. So room temperature for 20 hours. And then tomorrow, you'll see what happens when we take this off and then we actually have our concentrate left. All right, so tune in. You'll see the rest of this. Good morning, everyone. As promised, it's been 20 hours at least since we let our cold brew sit. The first thing that I'm going to do before I pour it, this is all I need. I'm going to use that same glass measurement jar, 2-cup jar. And you'll notice I still have not pressed the French press. What I'm going to do with a spoon or a fork, this is just what I had access to, is I'm going to stir. You can look in there. Okay, I'm going to break up any kind of film that might have formed on top. I'm going to do one last stir. All right, this is now in a concentrate form. Yay. And we're going to slowly do our press. Ooh. Here we go. Is it not pressing? That'd be funny. There it is. Okay, slowly doing the press. And this should make close to 400 milliliters, if not more, of concentrate. And so keeping the stopper down, for those of you who have not used a French press before, I'm going to pour this right in, holding on to the top. And you now have your concentrate without brine. Oh, look at that, perfect. So you'll notice I'll spin it around on the other side for you, and we are about 400, 450 mark. Ah, look at that. So this is in a concentrate form, and what you're going to want to do before you drink it is take out as much as you want. Normally I use about 100 milliliters at a time and I blend it. Now you could either use ice, you can use condensed milk, you could do both. So you normally want to do like a 1-to-1 ratio for the concentrate based on how strong you want it. Mix that with water or ice, and then you can flavor it as desired. Now when I do this, since I'm mixing it with something else, I use about 100, 150 milliliters of this. I'll put in some condensed milk, which helps break it down. And then I'll use another coffee, or if I'm using all of this, I'd throw in some ice. So it just helps dilute it a little bit. So I hope you enjoy your cold brew. I know we do, and we'll see you soon. we're at the art gallery. Looking at art at a gallery. That could be it.
Where are we going?
Go to Starbucks. We just came from a bazaar that's not open yet. And before that, an art gallery. The art gallery was fun. See pictures attached. I've never went in this entrance. She hates me because I stack. Eliza, what's wrong with stacking? Send in all your comments and questions on stacking plates when you're done with them to Eliza.
Resolving interpersonal conflicts in marriage. Are you excited to learn how to do that tonight? Amen. So, the good news is this.
Makapakinig ng ganong klaseng seminar. Biblical foundations for a lasting marriage, marriage by God's design at
Father, beginning with the husband, let us start the statement.
These two together, beautiful. The like huskies. Just like, and then the other one.
Bye.
I don't tater tot legs. I don't tater tot legs.
He's so excited. You have all this energy.
Dog. Hey, you live here.
Buddy, inside, inside.
I'm gonna come get you.
Hey, it's probably the cat.
Look at
Inside,
me.
buddy.
You live here. You live here.
Hi.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in this week to Life with Team Mahal. We had some adventures. I really enjoyed the lumpia. And it's one thing to have lumpia, because I had lumpia when I was in the States, but to have Philippines authentic lumpia made in your own kitchen is quite a treat. Did you enjoy making the lumpia?
Yeah, and what we do differently with the lumpia is not a lot of Filipinos add ginger to their lumpia filling, I think. So that's one thing that I added to give it a more refreshing, taste.
Special taste.
To cut the richness of the fat of the ground pork, basically. That's something that I learned and that I like. It was fun because we were for a pound and a half or 500 grams of minced pork, you're able to make almost 40 lumpia rolls.
Wow. A ton of lumpia. It's like a lumpia party. And we actually also had some great Japanese food.
Yeah.
I like the Japanese food. The sushi is actually very, very good here. It's actually one of the favorite places I've had sushi. Do you have a favorite? I know that's your favorite. That's Liza's favorite place.
That's my
NONKI.
favorite. Yeah, that's my favorite non-kiwi. Although we're not able to go there all the time, but it's
Special occasion.
for special occasions. Well, today wasn't a special.
It's a special occasion. We've been busy with orders with candles and surprises, so it's a blessing. We're very grateful for that. Did you have a favorite thing of this week? Escapade of this week? I think it's NONKI.
Yeah, I like the matcha ice cream a lot. So that's something that
It had a
that
coconut flavor.
does it?
It kind of had a little bit of a coconut thing to it. It was good. It was a good choice on her part.
And we did go to the last session of our marriage seminar, which after 4 sessions, we made it. And
we realized we also could go back to school. I think it would be a lot for us to be in the classroom. we're grateful for the class, but it's interesting as you get more mature. We'll say it's our attention spans. It's a bit. So we had a good time. We learned, we met some great people, and we're excited to apply some of the things. It's very interesting to get the godly counsel of the definition of biblical marriage. It's very, very different than the world defines it. So I'm grateful to know that we learn the truth of things, which is pretty cool.
Plus, we got to hang out with some of the couples at church, so that was awesome.
Yeah. See each other outside.
4 Fridays.
4 Fridays.
Yeah.
In a row?
Yeah.
No, it's a break in between. It's a break in between.
I learned that Lance can doodle, so
Yeah, very similar
he can
to
draw.
in school. I passed out some doodle on the paper. He's like, what are you writing, notes? And I'm like, nope, drawing cartoons. So anyway, we also want to say hello to Asher and Allaine. Thank you so much for subscribing. We know you guys are in a different part of the Philippines, so it's always nice to see fellow Philippines-dwelling couples that we can relate to. So hi, welcome.
Yeah, I think they're in the province of Luzon, which is awesome, and we haven't been in that area yet. So who knows?
Who knows where our travels will take us.
And we'll link their channel down below in the description box. Please subscribe to them as well. We like their story because their story is pretty much like ours, and like us, they are also waiting on, the processing of their papers to go to the States, that's something that's coming up for us as well, is the transitioning. So we're making the most out of the Davao vlogs for this season while we're still here. And eventually you'll get to see our adventure in the States as well.
Stateside vlogs. So stay tuned.
Oh, that's one thing. You should share with everyone what you want me to try. The foods that he wants me to
milk,
try.
like actual milk. Ice cream, which is probably affected here because of the milk. Actual bagels. Yeah, a few things. But the food here is very, very good. I'm not complaining. It's just very different in certain parts of the world. So milk is definitely different here. And for sure, honey, by the way.
Honey.
Yeah.
And fruits.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us this week. And don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe
to Team Mahal.
We'll see you guys next time.
God bless you.